What can be said about Malcolm? Celebrating his 93rd birthday, the 53rd anniversary of his assassination, with all of the books and the videos and programs that have been done on Malcolm, what I wanted to do was to develop and focus on the last year of Malcolm's life. The last year that would make Malcolm X become El Haj Malik El Shabazz. What was that transformation? Focusing on that greatness. And more than anything else, I thought that as a community, we looked at his life from Malcolm Little to Detroit Red, to Malcolm X, El Haj Malik El Shabazz, and then Omar Wali, the son who has returned. And I wondered for our young people to set an example of a man that through his transformations, all of the great things he did and all the things that he did wasn't so great. I wanted to focus in on giving to our young people an example of a person, and could we possibly skip Malcolm X, Detroit Red, and bring to them a Malcolm Little that could become El Haj Malik El Shabazz, learn from all of the trials and tribulations with a man that had been put upon throughout his life. I wanted to put together a view of Malcolm. And to do this, I decided to use two of his most famous but last speeches. A speech that would be given titled Message to the Grassroots. I also wanted to give a lot of fanfare, a lot of information to his other speech, The Ballot or the Bullet. Message to the Grassroots came November of 1963, and Ballot or the Bullet came April of 1964. It almost culminated in his life. The books that I wanted to use to focus in was The Diary of Malcolm X, that was published by Eliash Shabazz, Malcolm's third daughter, and Herb Boyd, the great historian and journalist. I wanted to present information in a way that had not yet been seen. I wanted to develop an understanding of this man, his transformations, the culmination of his life, the internationalization of Malcolm X, the impact that the Hajj had on him, looking at the diary, looking at his notes from day to day, coming from his perspective, using his diary. And then using a book that was written almost at the end of Malcolm's life. It was his relationship with a brilliant Guyanese writer by the name of Jan Carew, who wrote a book, Ghosts in Our Blood, that chronicled Malcolm's life when he had returned to London for the second time, and develop an understanding of this man towards the end of his life. Jan Carew wrote a book, Ghosts in Our Blood, that looked at Malcolm, that looked at El Haj Malik El Shabazz at a time that Malcolm was at his most transformative state. The alertness, the study that El Haj Malik El Shabazz had as that Caribbean, South American newspaper that was geared towards the African community, The Magnet, that Jan Carew was one of the writers and developers of. And finally, I wanted to just, for my own sake, just from my own research, from the work that I'm attempting to do, because Malcolm and I shared a historian together, Professor John Henrik Clark. And throughout my life, in knowing Dr. Clark and hearing him speak of Malcolm, and having taught a class on Malcolm X for 12 years in college, I wanted to go deep, deeper than I'd ever been before, to understand what we all must do. I searched for the spirit of Malcolm that was in me. And at the end of viewing this documentary on El Haj Malik El Shabazz, I hope that each and every one of you will go deep inside yourself and ask yourself, where is the spirit of Malcolm X, El Haj Malik El Shabazz? Where is it in me? This is the X factor. Chickens have come home.